Okay. Okay, great. So now we have that recorded. So I am going to go over something that you probably have already heard, but it's always still a really good reminder. I encourage you guys to take notes, but more importantly, I really encourage you to just tune in and ask yourself certain things. Ask yourself, do I do this? And whether you're on the do's list or the don'ts list, make a check mark, because if you're doing something right, I encourage you guys to continue doing it. If you're doing something that you're going to hear me say not to do, then don't take it personal, but just ask yourself, okay, how can I flip this? How can I do something differently? And I'm going to give you guys examples of what it is that you guys can do in your business, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Let me see my desktop. Okay, awesome. So let me pull up my slide. Okay, so the do's of coaching. This is going to be something that, like I said, you guys have probably heard over and over and over again. But again, I encourage you guys to take notes. So a lot of times we see each other's posts. A lot of times I get questions all day long of certain things, and I'm really hoping to touch base on those things. To be honest, the beauty of this business is that there is no one right or wrong way of doing things. The best way to run this business is just to do. And so you guys are going to hear me say that a lot this year. It's something that I've told some of you guys. It's something that, I'm going to probably repeat call after call, is just do. The only way you can ever improve on anything that you do in your life is to just do it first and foremost. Excuse me. So, as those of you guys that are new coming into coaching, those of you guys that are seasoned coaches, don't get discouraged by anything that I'm telling you, because everything that I'm telling you is what I have learned over the process of my 2.5 years of coaching. And it's probably things that I've done. It's probably things that I've done that I was told not to do, but I still had to learn my lesson. I had to kind of go through the motions. My goal for you guys, though, is that I'm hoping to shorten that learning curve for you guys. So again, take notes. First and foremost, you guys know, be a product of the product. I cannot stress to you guys how many times I've seen people sign up. They sign up to be a coach, and they're looking to get people to join them, but they skip they skip drinking Shakeology. They skip their workouts because they're too tired. And while you don't have to be perfect in this business, because we are human, right? There are going to be days that we're not going to be able to work out. The point is to try and be a little bit better than the person that you were before you became a coach, or the person that you were before you started a challenge group. A lot of times you're going to hear things like, be you, be yourself, be real, share our struggles, right? You're going to hear those things. And sometimes we take that to the extreme. Like, we're not working out for like a week or two because we just didn't feel like it. We didn't have the time. And I get it. Things come up, but I encourage you guys, be a product of the product. If you've been a coach for a year and you don't have even the slightest transformation, then people are going to look at you and think, why should I have them help me? Because what we see, our actions speak louder than our words, right? Our actions, if we're telling people let me see. Okay. If we're telling people that we want to help them and we want them to join our challenge group, and we're not the ones even working out, then you're going to lose credibility. And this business is all about trust. People are going to reach out to you because they trust you to help them. So this is kind of one of those things that I have to kind of go over some of the double-edged swords, right? We want to be a product of the product, but we want to be real. We don't want to be perfect. Like, you don't have to be a personal trainer. You don't have to be a nutritionist. That's the beauty of this. Like, we're real people and we do slip up. But the difference between us being coaches is that even though we slip up, we have the courage and we have the motivation to pick ourselves up immediately and get back on the wagon. That's the difference. Because I will tell you, before I was a coach, if I fell off the wagon, you better believe I was off that wagon for months, if not years. Trust me, like, I was not on, I slipped up, and it would take me like a month before I could even get my head back in the game. Like, before I could even psych myself out to say, okay, let's try this again. Right? But we're coaches. We have people relying on us. That's the difference. I will tell you, I've slipped up. I've made, mistakes. I've struggled. I'm not 100% on my nutrition or 100% on my workouts. But when I'm in it, I am in it. And people know that I'm in it because they see me being a product of the product. When I'm out at a lunch, people see me being a product of the product. And if I'm going to cheat, I tell them, this is my cheat. And when they hear me say, this is my cheat, and I publicly post it on Facebook or something, they know I'm not lying. You know what I mean? When people see that I post my meals all day long and I'm out at a lunch with them and I take a picture, they probably know I'm going to post my meal. Like, I'm literally living my life as a coach, and people see that, and that's what they trust. Be willing to share. This business is all about sharing. I cannot think of a better opportunity to reach out and connect with people than by sharing what it is that I've gone through. At one point in my life, I've probably been intimidated by giving a little too much, or letting people see into my life. But the biggest blessing that I have gotten is from sharing with others what it is that I've gone through. And so you guys are going to go through your different emotions, I should say, about what it is to share. And, I'm not telling you to put your entire life out on social media, because I don't. I'm very selective with what I share. But I know that my struggles that I've gone through have encouraged people, have inspired people, and have lifted people from some really bad places. And so I understood that. Me sharing my entire journey, I understood how it was going to impact people. And it was really interesting because I think I said this on the last call. Caleb Thomas, when he was at our Super Saturday, he basically, shared that, as a coach, we're given a different set of combination, right? We're given our own combination, and only our that's our story, right? Our combination is our story. And that combination and that story is going to speak to somebody else. And by not sharing your story, by not sharing certain things, you're robbing that person that can only connect with you. You're robbing them of an opportunity to become a better person, to become healthier, to even save their life. Like, you don't understand the impact that you have until you've been blessed, like until you've received it back, until people have told you how you've impacted their life. And it's seriously as simple as sharing bits and pieces of your story. Okay, so those are things that, keep in mind. Like, as a Beachbody coach, it is our responsibility to share our journey, right? And so if you're not ready to share certain struggles, then I encourage you to share your journey. Like, the journey you're on right now, share it. And all of you guys have a story. All of you guys are on a journey. So there's something that you can share about this, right? You can share, how clean eating has affected you, maybe how it's affected your moods, how it's affected your family, how working out just 30 minutes a day affects you, things like that. So dig into even just your journey, and share those things. Those are the things that are going to connect people with you. Be an advocate for change. Now, this is something that, we're so programmed to just want to do. Mm-hmm. We're so programmed to not want to change. We're kind of set in our ways. We're kind of scared of change. But here's the thing. All of you guys that are on this call, all of you guys that signed up to be coaches, you guys jumped into an opportunity to change your life, an opportunity literally to change your lifestyle. And so be an advocate for that, right? There's so many people that are out there doing the exact same thing and they're not seeing any progress. In fact, for me, I get kind of sad when I see somebody doing the exact same thing. And so I encourage change. I encourage them to try new things. You know, when I talk to somebody and they tell me things like, oh, I could never do an at-home workout. Like, I have to be around people. And I'm going to actually, I know this is speaking to Alejandra because I did this with her. You know, when I talk to people and they say, I have to be around people, I get motivated to go to the gym. You know, I like to ask them, well, how often do you go to the gym? Like, maybe you should try something different. And those are the things that I'm an advocate for. I'm an advocate for, you know, for change. I encourage people to see the world differently. I encourage people to do things differently. And I do that. I encourage people by leading in the forefront. I encourage people by doing things myself first. And so that's what we do as coaches, right? We lead the way. That's what we do as leaders. So this one's a big one. Be willing to invite. This is something that is the formula for growing your business. It is the formula for changing people's lives. I shouldn't even say formula because there's no formula. It's the secret, I guess, to growing your business. It's the secret to changing somebody's life. I mean, it is the foundation of coaching. And so we come into this is what I always find so ironic. We come into coaching as brand new coaches, and if you guys are like me, then you probably have said at one point or are saying to yourself right now, I just want to help people. Just want to like help somebody. I just want to like help them lose weight. I want to help them feel the way that I feel. And that's what we lead with. And that's okay. That's how I came into the business. But if you truly want to help people, you have to learn how to start inviting. You have to be the person out there inviting. I posted a screenshot today of a conversation that was happening last week. And I commented on one of them. I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you didn't, I think it's the fourth slide. I commented that the person that I was inviting, that I decided to reach out to. So think about it, okay? The person you invite, we're so scared of that person. We're like, what if they tell us no? What if they don't sign up? Like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, what if they make fun of me? What if I'm overstepping my boundaries? Like, oh, like, why do I have to do that? Like, so we go through this whole little scenario in our head, right? That person that I invited was thanking me afterwards. That person was thanking me. I didn't tell them, oh my gosh, thank you. You know, and I used to feel like that in the beginning. I used to feel like after somebody would join my challenge group, I would feel like, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, that's how I felt. But the reality is we're gifted this opportunity to really impact somebody's life. And if you speak from your heart that way, and if you're confident, that's my next bullet point. If you're confident and telling somebody that you have what they need to get the results that they want, they will be thanking you. And I can tell you that that's not the first time somebody's thanked me. In fact, a lot of my clients that I reach out to, when I invite them, thank me. If they don't thank me at the time that they're buying the challenge pack, I mean, doesn't that sound crazy? Like, they're thanking me after they're the ones spending money buying a challenge pack. It's pretty cool, right? But it's because I'm confident. It's because I know what I'm offering them is going to do something that is going to impact their life. And so if they're not thanking me when they're buying that challenge pack, I know for a fact they are going to be thanking me in 3 weeks when they're getting amazing results. I am that confident in my challenge groups. I am that confident in my ability as a coach. And I want to just say this as a disclosure. I didn't grow to be this confident. Like, it wasn't like now that I'm a coach for 2.5 years that I'm this confident. It's that when I first started coaching, I was confident enough to know that what I had to offer was really good for people, that it was going to change their life. I knew that the second I signed up to be a coach. I knew that. And, you know, thinking about things, they weren't the best challenge groups in the beginning, but guess what I did? I was willing to find new ways to change things. I was willing to find out what it is that I could do differently to help people get the results that I wanted them to get. Like, I was confident people were going to get results. I was confident people were going to get transformations. I was confident that anybody that joined my team would be thankful for the opportunity. This was before people even joined my team. This was before people, even when people were quitting in the beginning when they would join the team. This is when people were quitting my challenge groups. They were 60 days long. Like, oh my gosh, that is a tough job to keep somebody motivated for 60 days. So before all of that, I was confident. And if it didn't work, I was willing to find out what would work. I was willing to look at myself and what it is that I could do to change to get things to work. And so I was really proactive in that sense. As a coach, I was extremely proactive in looking at myself. And so here's what we tend to do. So I'm going to pull up the don'ts now. Here's what we tend to do as coaches. We tend to overthink things. And you guys have probably, told a few of you guys on this call, don't overthink it, or you're overthinking it. We tend to overthink things. We tend to play out this entire scenario of what this person that we're planning to invite is already going to tell us, and why they can't join our challenge group, and why they're not going to get results before we have even extended an invite. Or we try to, figure out what's the perfect way to just get somebody to join, right? Have you guys ever felt like that? Like, do you feel like if only I knew exactly what to say, everybody would be joining my groups? Here's the thing. I posted an invite today, and that invite was me talking to my friend the way I would talk to her face to face. That invite was me. Let's say I went to a restaurant that I thought was awesome, and I met up with my friend to have wine. That invite was like that. It was like me sharing, something that I think my friend would like, something I think that would be good for her. So don't overthink it, guys. It is that simple. Patty mentioned earlier that she hit Success Club. She didn't even know how. Well, guess what, guys? It's simple. It's have a passion. You know that we're in this opportunity to help people, and just reach out and help people. I can guarantee you, and I don't even know what Patty's messages look like, but I can almost guarantee you that every message that she sent out probably went like this. Hey girl, I have this challenge group thing. I'm getting amazing results. You totally should join me. Probably was just that simple. There was no overthinking it. It was as simple as, well, what are you doing? I'm just following these like color-coded containers. I'm just eating what this book tells me to eat. I'm doing like these 30-minute workouts. That's it. But I love it. I'm getting results. The difference between coaches that tend to be successful at Success Club versus the coaches that struggle time after time is that they leave themselves out of the equation. Like, they leave their so there's a part that says don't be emotional, but I'm going to get to that in just a second. But the difference is that, when we talk to our friends or even somebody we don't know, we're trying to be perfect at inviting, and we're trying to say the right things. And the thing about it is that there is no right or wrong way to say things. If you are you, then people are either gonna, sign up with you or not. Okay? There's no, and this is one that, I've been wanting to talk about for a while, because I feel like we just get so hung up on being perfect and saying the right things. And there is no right way to say things. I posted that invite because that's the way I would talk to you. It's probably the way that I invited Alejandra into this opportunity, Karina, Angie, all of you guys that I invited. It's probably the exact same way I talk to you guys. Oh my God, girl, you would love this. You need to sign up with me. Like, that's what I would say to their face, and that's what I'd probably say on a message. And so when you're talking to people, whether you know them or not, be that way. Be that genuine. Like, share with them your results. Share with them your experience. That's what people connect to. Do they want to say, well, what's the price? Well, what's the price? Well, what's the price? Yeah, they want to know the price. But if you're really talking to them like a friend, I promise you, I've done this enough times that every single one of my conversation goes the exact same way. They ask me what I'm doing, or I reach out to them and I invite them into what it is that I'm doing. And then as soon as they want to start like throwing questions at me, I turn it around on them. And I take the time to find out about them, find out about their goals, find out about what they've been doing, find out what's been working for them, find out their struggles, find out what it is that, and I even tell them things like, well, let me ask you a few questions just to see if this would be the right program for you. Like, I'm inviting them, and I will still throw something out there like that. Let me just see if this is the right thing for you. And so when you say things like that, a salesperson is going to be like, oh, no, you need to do this. Oh, you need to buy this. Oh, they're going to be very like direct at when they're talking to you. We're not salespeople. We're people that are trying to help other people, our friends, our family, people that maybe you don't know, but they will be your friends afterwards. I promise you. I tell people that. I tell people things like that. If I don't know them, I tell them, me and you are going to get to know each other very well in the next few weeks. That's what I would say to them, to their face, like, talk to people that way when you're sending messages. Be you. Okay. So you're noticing that there's some things that I put on this slide that I'm going to go back and touch base on. So one of the next things, don't be perfect. Don't overthink it. Don't be perfect. There's not a right way of doing this business. The best way to do this business is to just do it. And that means that if you're wasting your time thinking about what can I post, if you're wasting your time thinking about when the right opportunity is to talk to your friends or your family, you're not doing. And I guarantee the more time that you waste thinking about all of that, you're wasting time on learning about this business, and you're missing the time frame, the opportunity that you could be getting better. The reason that I have been successful in coaching is because I always did before I could even think about it. And then I would take the time and look back at what I did, and I would evaluate things and say, okay, well, I'm inviting and I'm just really not getting, a response like I want, so what can I do differently? And I'll look at things at that point. But notice what I'm doing. I'm doing, and then evaluating, what it is that I can improve on, versus the coaches that tend to not hit Success Club, that are not growing their business. They're always thinking, I promise you, they're always thinking about how they can be good at this, how they can appear to be successful. And the coaches that are growing their business are out there doing. That is the key to this business. Do. There's no right way to invite somebody. Just do it. They either say yes or they don't, but at least you've done it and you can move on to the next person. And I promise you, those people that aren't ready yet will eventually be ready. Now, this next one is don't be emotional. So, it's talking about don't overthink it, and don't be perfect and all. And this next one is don't be emotional. What that means is that so many times I see coaches quit because they have their emotions invested in this. So I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to just get off of the share real quick. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys can either answer in the chat, or you can raise your hand if your video is on. So how many of you guys have a job or have had a job? Like, clock in, clock out. Everybody on this call, right? Pretty sure everybody on this call. How many of you guys have made mistakes in the job you're in right now or in any job in the past? Everybody. How many of you guys have quit the second you made a mistake? Nobody, right? That'd be stupid. Like, who goes into a job and says, oh my God, like, I burnt all my fries at McDonald's, and then walks out and quits? Like, that doesn't happen, right? How many of you, like, if you go into retail and you like stock something wrong, you made a mistake, you just quit? It doesn't happen, guys. And so I find so often that in coaching, it is a very emotional job, right? Because we just want to help people. Like, that's our passion, right? And it makes our butterflies in our stomach when somebody wants us to help us. And so we have all these emotions invested. But I'm telling you right now, do not be emotional in this business. It's a huge difference, because I'm always going to encourage you guys to lead with your heart, but do not be emotional in this business. And that means when somebody's not ready, that's all it means. They're just not ready. I've seen time after time where somebody gets like maybe one, maybe two, maybe three no's, and they're just like, I can't do this. This is just not for me. I'm not coach material. I suck, and then it just like weighs on them. And within the next month or two, they quit. This business is not built around emotions in that sense, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to understand. It took me a while to get, but you want to lead with your heart, right? We want to help people. The second somebody tells you no, that's one, you do your job, you put out an invite, they tell you no, you move on to the next person that you can help. It's that simple. It really is that simple. If you've ever been in telemarketing, which we do not do, just kidding, we are not telemarketers, but if you've ever been in telemarketing, it is a very emotionless job. Like, you got to be able to just like, bam, like give your elevator speech, and they either take it or they don't. If you get a few sales, I mean, some people are good and they get sales. That's not what we do. But I encourage you guys to leave your emotions at the door when somebody tells you no, when somebody doesn't respond to a message. We tend to take it so personal that we let that message that we didn't get a response to, we let that person that drops out of a challenge group, we let them determine the entire future of our business. And it's really interesting when you look at it that everybody on this call has had a job, everybody has made mistakes, but not one of you guys have quit the second you made a mistake, right? And you're literally working for somebody else. The second, this is our business. Coaching is our business. The second that somebody quits on us, the second that somebody, doesn't respond or says no, we take it so personal that we are willing to give up our entire business, a business that can provide financial freedom for you and your family. It can create a different lifestyle for you and your family, and even the future of your kids and their family. It can allow you to be debt-free. It can literally change your life, change your mental, state of being, change your spiritual state of being. I cannot share with you how many times people have actually found their faith in coaching. It's something that I found, and we're allowing one person to take all of that away from us. And you know why? Because they get in our heads. You know why? Because we start telling ourselves, huh? What'd you say? Who was that? Okay, I guess not. I heard something on my end. We are allowing people to take that away from us. And that is sad. That is really sad. I have seen people go to college and invest 4 years without getting a single dime from it. They're willing to invest 4 to 6 to 8, maybe 10 years. I think I might have been on the 6-year program. I don't know. But we're willing to invest all that time into college and not receive one single dime. And then the second that we face, and not only that, the 6 years or 8 years or 4 years that you're in college, you're constantly faced with not having enough time, with sacrificing time between your family, with sometimes not even like not even being able to take a shower because you're on the go. You're definitely not getting paid. You have test after test after test. Sometimes the instructors or professors are just jerks, and you're literally willingly taking that because you know that in 4 years or 6 years when you get your degree, something's going to come out of it. You don't know what, but something, right? And so teachers, for instance, go to school for 4 years. They end up making maybe $30,000, $40,000 a year. 30 years later, they're maybe making $60,000 after investing 30 years in a career. And yet with coaching, if you treat it like a business, and if you are willing to do the things that top millionaires in this business have done, and you're willing to just do, not be perfect, just do, you can see your first year being at 40,000 or maybe even 15,000. I mean, just depends. Your next year growing at 200 to 300% at 40 to 60,000. The next year growing another 300% at over 100,000. And you could be looking at your fourth year that you would be finishing up your college degree. You could be earning well over $200,000 to $400,000. Yeah, done is better than perfect. That is the key, guys. Done is better than perfect. So I'm going to share my screen again. So, I mean, guys, if there's anything that you took out of that entire tangent that I just went on, is don't be emotional. Don't take things so personal when somebody says no. They're not saying that you suck and that you're the most horrible person for even thinking of trying to change their life, and that they're just not. Oh, that's great.
It's going to be first grade.
Oh, that's perfect, honey. Go ahead and color that one. Remember, we got to do 4-star. Great job. The beauty of running a business from home. So I lost my train of thought. Just do. Don't invest your emotions. Just do. That's the main thing. Don't be a sideliner. This is one that, this is something that is kind of passed down from my coach. It's something that I, kind of share with you guys. So many times we are just observers. And this is something that I really, really stress. And it kind of goes with the done is better than perfect, I think is what I think Karina said. Done is better than perfect. Was that it? I think so. Don't be a sideliner. That means that so often we want to do a training, right? And then we join this training and it requires a little bit of work and we just don't do it. We just want to see kind of what's going on. Guys, I cannot stress to you that the people that get results in this business, it's exactly like your challenge groups. If you have somebody coming in to observe your challenge groups, they're not going to get the same results as the person that is pushing play every single day, the person that is meal prepping, the person that is following the program. I guarantee you, in 3 weeks, when that person is doing the workouts, following the nutrition plan, taking the time to meal prep, when they've lost 10 to 15 pounds and they look amazing and they're getting their confidence back, the person on the sideline that's observing, they're going to be in the exact same spot. They're going to be the exact same mental mind frame, physical frame, like everything is going to be the exact same. And, we have a new training come up. And so this is why I'm really, really, stressing this. Don't be a sideliner. Don't be the person that's in the training watching how everybody's doing. You will always get passed up. I promise you. If you're in there to observe, if you're in there watching how well everyone is doing, you will always be in last place. You will never be the person seeing the results, getting the results, and being able to grow something really amazing. Are things going to be difficult? Yeah, they probably are. Is it going to have you test yourself, test your knowledge, test your discipline? Yes. But just as much as it requires you to test yourself in those aspects, you will be so much more thankful in the end. The rewards I've gotten from coaching, yeah, they're great. I've helped people. I'm confident that I can help people. I'm growing a team. But I'll tell you, the biggest rewards that I get are when I see like my team growing, when I see what they're doing, that is the biggest reward. Versus, I could just sit back and just kind of see how this goes. But no, when I'm personally working with somebody and I see a transformation come out, or I see how somebody is really growing their team, that right there is so much more rewarding. That is so much more rewarding than anything else. And when I'm having to push my limits and really step outside of my comfort zone and do things, I feel so much better at the end. Yeah, is it kind of scary? It kind of is. I'm going to tell you, this is the only job that will require you to face your worst enemy every single day. And the worst enemy that you have to face is yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror every single day and tell yourself, I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. I'm going to be, I am going to invite 2 more people than I did yesterday. I am going to get my workout in. I'm going to push a little bit harder than I did yesterday. Like, that is the person. That's what this job does for you. That's what this business does for you. And at the end of the day, when you've pushed a little bit harder, when you've invited 1 more person, when you've, gone that extra few seconds in a plank or push-up that you've been working on, at the end of the day, you will feel so fulfilled than if you went to an 8-to-5 job, gave yourself, all of yourself, that for that day. I promise you, I've done this long enough to know exactly how it feels, what, comes out of this business. I've done it long enough. So here's another thing. Don't be salesy. A lot of times people come into coaching and they're constantly saying, well, wait. Do we have to sell something? Because I don't want to sell anything. So I have a couple responses on this. We don't have to be salesy. In fact, I encourage you guys never to be salesy. But if you're posting stock photos, if you're posting things that are not you, then it can come across salesy. If you're posting something and you're saying, join me, and you're not giving them a benefit as to why they should join you, if you're not sharing parts of your story on how your life has changed, and then asking them to join you, you're going to come across salesy. Like, that's it. I mean, if you're going to post a price on something, or if you're going to post, like a picture of a Shakeology bag that's a stock photo, you're going to come across salesy. Add your own vibe into it. Take a picture of you and your kids drinking Shakeology. Take a picture of how you felt, like a transformation. Of maybe wine or beer in one hand, and then now it's Shakeology. Like, that's your drink of choice. Like, do things like that are real, and share parts of your story. Share things that people can relate to. We are not the same people that sell mascara, that sell wraps, that sell pills. Like, that's not us. Anybody can post a picture of one of those products and say, hey guys, I'm going to order by tomorrow. Tell me if you want me to order for you. Anybody can do that. Mary Kay does that. Like, that's not us. We're here to change people's lives. And the only way you're going to change somebody's life is by allowing them to connect with you, allowing them to hear small parts of your story, about how you were tired of being tired, how you couldn't make it up the stairs, how you were in the worst shape of your life. Those are the things that people are going to connect with. They're going to connect with real life situations. That's it. That's what people connect with. That's what inspires people. That's what gives them that glimpse of hope to say, wow, Kara just had a baby and she's already working on her transformation. Hey, yeah, like, it took me over a year, first of all, but that's what connects it. It's almost, I don't want to say exactly that competitive vibe, but it's that, if she can do it, I can do it. That's what really connects people. If she can do it, I can do it. That's what we do. That's all we do, is we take the step to better our wellness and our health by working out. We drink Shakeology, which is the healthiest meal of the day, and we eat clean. We eat real food. We eat real meals all day long, and that's all we do, right? And so we just have to be willing to take those steps every day. And then the cool thing is that Beachbody really, really focuses on personal development. Some people have never read a personal development book. And then they join coaching, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, like I get to help people and work on myself at the same time. And if there's anything that comes out of coaching, you will be a better person physically and emotionally, you know? And so that's what we do as coaches. We just have to be willing to do those. You never had any prior to being a coach, Alejandra. So yeah, that's what we do as coaches. Like, that's pretty cool. People that are in your challenge groups, people that you talk to, have probably never even read a book. Honest truth. Maybe in high school or elementary, maybe they had to read a book, but after that, they've never read a book. They've never even, they don't know what it's like to hear things like, be the best version of yourself. Or if you have a dream, like those type of things, like what's mine? Don't quit your daydreams. Some people have never even heard of those quotes, and we're exposed to them every single day. So those are the things that we want to share. We don't want to share a price or a sale or join me, why? There's 400,000 coaches out there. And if you're telling people to join you and you have not given them valid reasons to join you, then you're just selling to them like anybody else. And that's something that our team is really good at not selling. Our team is really good at sharing parts of their story. If you're not there yet, then you have your fitness journey that you can share. If you're not, ready to share certain personal parts of your life, that's okay, because you have your fitness journey. That's what you want to share. But I really stress that before you put a post out and it's an invite, ask yourself, is this a sales post? Put it in our team page and ask the team, hey, does this come across salesy? And remember, don't take it personal if you get feedback, because we're all in this together and we're all here to just really help and support each other. So that one, the don't be salesy, I did want to just say one last thing. A lot of times we share posts when it comes to Shakeology, and we do this post every day where we're just drinking Shakeology. I encourage you guys to add value to it. Add value to why you're drinking Shakeology. Add value to how you feel. Those are the things that people are going to connect with. And if you notice, most of my posts, I want to say like 80% of my posts have something kind of in-depth in it. It's offering some type of value. I remember when I used to feel like this. I remember thinking like this. I remember a time when this. I tend to do that a lot because I like to paint the picture for people. I encourage you guys to do the same. I encourage you guys to really, don't just put a picture of you drinking it. Well, why are you drinking it? How has it helped you? Do you know anybody else that it's changed their life? Add those things. Add that information and do it daily, because that's what people are going to see. Okay, this one's a huge one. Don't wait for people. So we're at the end of the month. A lot of times I did this in the beginning of my business, and it's something that I've learned over time, and it's something I really want to stress to you guys. Don't wait for people. We tend to, well, maybe you guys don't, but what I did in the beginning was I would talk to a few people, and let's say 3 people were interested. 3 people told me they were going to get a challenge pack. I would literally write out the whole month banking on those 3 people before I would even talk to anybody else. Because 3 people told me they were going to get it. And then lo and behold, end of the month is here and I'm missing Success Club. And those, maybe one out of the 3 or 2 out of the 3 were the only ones that got the pack, And so now I'm left with the challenge group that only has a couple people. So what I did differently was I quit waiting for people. So part of your 3 vital behaviors and part of your power hour says connect with 2 to 3 people every day. If you are just reaching out and messaging 2 to 3 people every single day, not about invites, not about challenge group, nothing, just connecting. Hey girl, how's it going? Oh my gosh, I saw the picture of you and your baby. You guys look adorable. If you're just reaching out and connecting with them, by the time you post for a challenge group, you should have, let's say if you did that for 2 weeks and you were talking to 3 people for 2 weeks, what is that? 14 days, 3 people. You guys are probably doing better math. Is that 42 maybe around there? Something like that. You should have at least like 40 people. 40 people that you have built relationship rapport with, you've talked to, that you could easily, space out over the next week and do 2 to 3 invites now out of those. Hey, Paul, we talked about this. Hey, I thought of you. I'm having my next challenge group. So, this is a part where it comes back to the inviting, guys. We have to get better at inviting, and we have to get to the understanding that inviting is our foundation of our business. You will not build a 6-figure income or a 6-figure business by inviting 3 people and waiting for them by the end of the month. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Or maybe invite 10 people and 3 of them say that they're going to get it, and then you wait. That's not how this business is working. That's not how it works. You will always be a hobby coach in that sense. You will never have enough people for your challenge groups. And you limit the amount of lives that you can actually help and transform. If you're working with only 2 to 3 people every other month, then your team is not going to grow. You're not helping people get transformations. That's what we're here for. One of the things, I was talking to Joe about this today. One of the things that when I came into this business was it was my goal to always have at least 10 people in my challenge groups. If you guys have been in my challenge groups, you guys know I typically have about 10 people in my challenge groups. They're not always new, but I like to have 10 or more people in my groups. I feel like it's a safe number, safe round number. So if a couple people fall off, I still have more than half of my group that I can work with and get transformations. And so when I go into my challenge groups, I go in with the mindset of whose life am I going to change? How many transformations am I going to get from this group? And guess what I do? I work my booty off following up with them. I mean, on top of them, making sure that they're getting their workouts and making sure that they are on the right track towards their transformation. Something that I'm very intentional about. I came into coaching telling myself I was going to transform a lot of lives. And so month after month after month, I lead that same way with my challenge groups. It's the same thing I do with coaching. Every single one of you guys, whether you guys are my personally sponsored or just in my downline, take a lot of pride into ensuring your success. And that's how I base my success. I mean, I really feel like if you guys aren't successful, I'm not successful. I look at the exact same thing with my challenge groups. If they're not successful, I'm not successful. And if it wasn't the best challenge group, I reevaluate what I've done and I try and change it up for the next month. I've gotten into a pretty good groove, but I can tell you guys how many times, or I can't tell you guys, I should say, how many times I've seen coaches run one challenge group with maybe only 3 or 4 people and nobody participates and everybody falls off. But these coaches let people in with not even a Beachbody program. It'll just be like running or something. All the people fall off, and then this coach will feel discouraged and demotivated and like they just failed. And it's not that, guys. It's a combination of things. You have to understand that this is a business with Beachbody programs, and we use Shakeology. And so that's why it's a priority for my clients to be on Shakeology and following a Beachbody program. I know that they will get great results with the Beachbody program. But I also know that if they're not following the nutrition plan, they're probably not going to get the best results. But I do know that if I can control one thing that they put in their mouth, and it's Shakeology, that's going to give them over 70 fruits and vegetables for that day, 17 grams of protein, which, I mean, I don't really care about that, but I care about the amino acids. I care about the antioxidants. I care about the superfoods. I care about that. I know that if they're just drinking Shakeology and doing the workouts, they're still going to get amazing results. So I always lead my challenge groups with the intention of getting people transformations. So kind of sounds contradictory to the last one where it says, don't be about you. But, I said, I always lead with them getting transformations. I do. My intention is to make sure that every single one of them get a transformation. That might be selfish. That might sound selfish, but in all reality, it's really for the best interest of my clients. Every single time I help somebody, I want to make sure that they are leaving me whether it's 3 weeks, whether it's a month, whether it's just a couple days. I want to make sure that they're leaving me better than they were before. Does that make sense? Like, I want to make sure that they either have a transformation or maybe their mental state is a little, whatever it is. I want to leave that impression that they are leaving me a little bit better than they were before. That's the kind of impact I have. So maybe that's selfish on my part, but that's what I really try and encourage. I encourage you guys to really lead with your heart and focus on your groups and help people get the best transformation that they can. And make sure it's not always about you. Sometimes when we're talking to people, we say things like, I need them to just get a challenge pack. I need to hit Success Club. I need, things like that. And so what ends up happening, what ends up happening is it can come across as, you're basically putting it out there to the universe that it's all about you. And we're in a business about other people. We're in a business to really help other people and really make an impact on other people's lives. It's not about you. If you lead with trying to fill your challenge groups with the mindset of, I'm going to help as many people as I can, and I'm going to help them all get the best transformation, and you put it back in that sense, I promise you, you'll start filling your challenge groups. But if you lead every single month saying, I'm going to get this many Success Club points, I'm going to get this, then you're going to send off the wrong signal. And I know we talk about Success Club a lot. It really is what grows your business, but lead with a different intention, if that makes sense. Okay, so I know some of you guys are getting off, so I have one last slide to share, and then we will be done. The last slide is to visualize. So those of you guys that, are doing this for the business aspect of it, sit down and visualize your goals. This is something I do every day. If your goal is to hit diamond, imagine yourself achieving that goal. Imagine, this sounds crazy, if you want people to join your team, visualize the person you want to join your team. Time after time, I've told Joe, I can meet somebody and I just think that they're going to be an amazing coach. They're going to help a lot of people. And I will tell Joe, that person is going to be on my team. And you'd be surprised. It'll happen. That person will join my team. So I encourage you guys to visualize the people you want to work with. Visualize yourself achieving certain goals. Set certain goals. If you haven't done a dream board by now, and we're more than halfway through January, I don't even know what to say. You got to get it done. You need to set up your dream board. You need to have goals. Be realistic with them. They don't have to be like, I know, who was it? Kara said she set a goal to be diamond by December, but she changed it now to February. So don't sell yourself short. You guys have a lot of great qualities. And if you're following the 3 vital behaviors, I promise you, if you are following the 3 vital behaviors, not just like yesterday, and maybe I'll do some on Friday, and maybe I have a little bit of time today, so I'll do some, not like that. I'm talking about the 3 vital behaviors every single day. You will hit your goals. Be real. Be real when you're talking to people. Be real when you're messaging people. Be real on Facebook. Don't be perfect on Facebook. Don't try and make it look like you have everything put together. Be real. Pick yourself up, be that coach that is just trying to be the best version of yourself. And then work to really help people. This is something that this business is all about, helping people, shifting your focus on that. How many people can I help today? How many lives can I change? It's really going to change your business. And then, of course, lastly, share. This is something that you guys have already heard me talk about, something I'm very passionate about. It will change your business. If you're not sharing things that are valuable to people, things that people can relate to, then I encourage you to dig inside of yourself and look at what it is that you can share. So on the don'ts, don't use stock photos, don't copy someone else, and don't half-ass it, guys. This is something that I did for a long time in my business. If you're going to do something, just do it right and do it to the best of your ability, but don't half-ass it, half-ass it, because this is something that will compound into something so beyond your wildest dreams that you want to go for it. I mean, you're literally building your dreams. Why are you going to give 100% of yourself at your job, at your 8 to 5, and only half-ass building your dreams? Doesn't make sense, guys, right? So don't, give yourself 100% to what you do. The beauty of this business is that you can run this business only working 20 hours a week, 15 hours a week even. You just have to put clear, focused intention into everything that you do. Don't reinvent the wheel. A lot of times I hear people say, well, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to create this. And don't. We have tons of training material out there that you can use, all the training material. A lot of times, I mean, everything's out there, not just in our team. You can Google it. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it in the Coach Basics office. Be the person that goes after things. Find out what it is that you want to know. I know we have a team page and it's real easy to ask a question. But guys, I really encourage you guys to find the information for yourself. It's different when you're looking for the information versus somebody giving it to you. And it's not hard because it's literally, when you guys ask questions, I literally sometimes just Google it, or I go into the back office. So run your business that way. And the reason I stress that is because while you might need an answer, and right now, maybe you don't have a team, you will eventually have a team and a big team. And you want to be the person that goes after the information and learns it for yourself so that you can pass it on to your team. And the last thing is don't lose momentum. So often we do pushes where we are pouring ourselves into inviting or Success Club or, adding coaches to our team or something. And then the second that the first of the month comes around, it's like, whew, I can take a break. And then we take a break for a couple weeks. And then guess what? We have to do the whole thing all over again. And it can get exhausting. The beauty about this business is the compound effect. Once you do something and you have that momentum going, and don't lose the momentum, but instead just continue doing the exact same thing every single day. Every single day. Don't waste too much of your energy, but just do the exact same thing every single day. It will compound and it will grow and grow and grow. But if you're only doing enough to meet Success Club and then taking a week or two off and then having to catch up again, you guys are going to burn yourself out and exhaust yourself. So that's all that I have. Do you guys have any questions before I close out for the night? No? Okay, ladies. Well, it was so nice spending Wednesday evening with you guys. You guys want to take a picture or are you guys over it already? You want to take a picture? Okay. So say cheese and smile. Success Club. That was a good one, huh? Kara, I will stay hidden. I think that actually came out on my screenshot. But awesome, ladies. You guys have a wonderful night. I am looking forward to see how we end January. You guys are rock stars. Keep it up.